We have the latest on breaking news. That's another big shakeup for high school sports in North Dakota. Now the governor is saying high school athletes can go back to practice and competition soon, but fans won't be able to watch in person. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning with a breakdown of what led to this change. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Lisa. You know, right now I'm outside of the West Fargo Sports Arena, and this is a place where they do go to practice, but they can't do it right now. But in the next coming weeks, they'll be able to do it after this decision has been reversed. Now, just last Friday, we were telling you about how Governor Burkham was saying that they were suspending sports until further notice, and because of COVID-19 just continuing to rise. But now it's just they're reversing this decision. And the main reason they gave this decision was because they wanted to just help the strained healthcare field that's been going on right now, but at the same time knock the capacity that they're seeing at the local hospitals. So they're also saying that this new change comes from daily talks and collaboration between the governor, multiple leaders in power, North Dakota Athletics High School Association, parents, and many others. The petition has over 6,500 signatures to reverse this decision. Now practices can resume for high school winter sports, community and club sports for youth and adults starting November 30th, but with precautions and restrictions. These include no travel for association sports outside of their home territory, no locker room uses, coaches must be masked at all times, no spectators, facilities restricted to players, coaches, and staff only. Now, the 4-week timetable for suspending these competitions until December 14th will allow 2 14-day cycles of the virus to pass before teams become competitive against one another. Now, it also helps to keep these kids healthy in school, but at the same time prevent just the winter season being canceled altogether. They want everyone to come together so we can combat this curve of COVID-19, and all the details I just mentioned can be found on our VNL News app.
Brian Sherrod reporting live for us on this breaking story. Thank you. It's a much different story in Minnesota, where youth and adult sports will be on a timeout starting Saturday as part of Governor Tim Walz's 4-week plan to try and stop the spread of COVID-19 across Minnesota. Effective tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. All indoor and outdoor sports are halted, including practices, group workouts, games, and tournaments, and lasting until midnight on Friday, December 18th. This decision disrupts the football and volleyball seasons, but they will be allowed to finish competing through Friday. Several football coaches in our area say they've moved games initially scheduled for Saturday to Friday night to ensure their athletes have at least one more game. But other programs are choosing to just call it a season. The Minnesota Department of Health reports 12,937 household contacts were recommended to quarantine based on COVID-19 cases stemming from youth sports. That span from June through November. And they say those numbers grossly underestimate the overall number of teammates, opposing teams, and coaches who have also had contact. In total, the department is saying that there were a lot of cases that they wanted people to be aware of. Coaches say athletes are disappointed, but they're still hopeful that their seasons will still happen. Minnesota bars and restaurants are working in overdrive to prepare for the next 4 weeks when dine-in services will be shut down. Governor Tim Walz says the restrictions start tomorrow at 11:59 p.m., despite the push from some industry leaders and also lawmakers. The rules will be in place until at least Friday, December 18th, and an owner of 2 restaurants in Detroit Lakes says this pause will likely force some of her employees out of their jobs.
It's tugging on me a little bit because we'll lose some amazing staff that can't solely live on unemployment alone.
The governor says he is working on supporting these businesses and employees with a stimulus at a state and national level. There are a number of other closures, including fitness centers and entertainment facilities, but grocery stores, retail stores, beauty salons, and places of worship can remain open. You can see the full list on our website. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Rain this morning, and you know what happens when the temperatures drop this afternoon. We have a lot of weather to talk about today with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yeah, we've got a couple of rounds. This morning's not so bad, especially because our numbers are mainly below or above freezing here in the valley. We're at 38 degrees in Fargo, 41 in Jamestown, 37 in Detroit Lakes. It's 41 in Fergus Falls. Even those of us up north that will be seeing some and experiencing cooler weather later today, we're into the mid-30s for the most part. One spot, Boston, is at 30 degrees, so there may be some slick spots there. And over by Devil's Lake and Langdon, not getting any precipitation, but there is some fog up in that area to watch out for. There might be a little frost there. But we do have some spotty, very light rain or sprinkles rolling through. We've been seeing it on some of the DOT cams earlier this morning in the Medina area. Had some rain coming down around Beltrami into Minnesota. I've seen a little bit of precipitation on the camera as well. So this is going to continue to roll through. The good thing is again, temperatures mainly above freezing, and I hope we can keep it that way. But later today, this is what we're going to be dealing with this afternoon and into this evening. We're starting out west. We're going to see that chance for some rain and some snow, and that rolls eastward. And by the time we get into drive time around the 5 o'clock hour, it's crossing over the Red River. So the timing couldn't be worse. And notice these temperatures around 5 o'clock. We're going to be below or right at freezing up north. That's an area where we're looking at snow. That's an area where we're looking at mixed precipitation as well. Snowfall maybe about an inch or so, but other than that, we're really just looking at some slushy, messy conditions. Southern Valley, as this rolls through, we'll see more likely rain with perhaps a little bit of a mix trying to happen here, but temperatures will be at or above freezing by a few degrees with some breezy weather too. So the afternoon is really going to be the time we're going to be watching. And I just want to point out the ice potential here. Now, if we do get any, it'll be a very thin layer, but it's going to be right in that transition zone. So this particular model indicating it'll be between Grand Forks and Fargo. We're looking at less than 1/10 of an inch thickness, but we know even a little bit of freezing rain and drizzle can have some significant impacts. So this is what we're watching out for later today. Please check back with us. If you're going to be at work, go to our Valley News Live First Alert Weather app. We do video updates there. You can check the radar there too to see what's going on before you hit the roads. A little bit of snow up north, but not as much. And in your 7-day planner, little snow on Saturday to watch out for, but today's kind of the big event right now with that potential for some messy roads later.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. New this morning, an elderly man is badly hurt after his pickup was sideswiped by a semi in the Northern Valley. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the victim pulled out in front of a semi onto Highway 15 near Mackville yesterday afternoon. Troopers say the semi driver tried to swerve to avoid hitting the pickup, but ended up sideswiping it. The semi left the road, hit a power pole, and knocked down electrical wires. Neither the driver nor an 8-year-old passenger were hurt. 72-year-old Jack Wallum of Mackville is being treated for serious injuries. A Fargo woman is taking to social media for help finding a priceless stolen item. Joni Carney says that her van was stolen from her building's parking lot at the end of May. There were many items inside the van, but the most important to her was a quilt that she says is impossible to replace. It was made out of clothing from her daughter, who died at the age of 2 after complications from a heart transplant. After months with no leads on where the quilt may be, she has taken to social media, asking anyone to come forward with information. She said in the post that the quilt is one of the few things that offers her comfort after losing her daughter.
It was one thing that would calm me. You know, just like someone would have a weighted blanket that would give them some kind of calmness. Her blanket calmed me. And same with if my son Willie was having a bad day. He's like, Mom, can we just cuddle with Ember?
Alert authorities if you have any idea where this blanket may be so it can be returned. The Hubbard County Sheriff's Office is looking for 3 men who they say stole a number of guns. Deputies say they broke into a house near Itasca State Park on Tuesday. If you have any information on this theft, you're asked to contact the Hubbard County Sheriff's Office. Union members are on strike at a distribution center in North Fargo for what workers call inadequate protection against COVID-19. Members of the Teamsters 120 labor union picketed outside Cashwa yesterday. A union spokesman says the company has not been protecting workers from COVID. They say there's a lack of hand sanitizing stations, social distancing space, and PPE for employees. We reached out to the Nebraska-based distribution company, but they weren't available to comment. A major pushback is bringing the Peanuts gang back to TV after all this holiday season. Many people were frustrated after last month's announcement that a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving would only be shown on Apple TV. But now Apple and PBS have made a deal to show the holiday specials on broadcast TV commercial-free. will air November 22nd, and you can watch A Charlie Brown Christmas on December 13th. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: about 40% of all of these bought today will get thrown out unused. The answer: potatoes. Of course, we need to save those potatoes right now for the big Thanksgiving meal 1 week away. Remember, you can play along by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.